Hello. Today we're going to be going over a beautiful little music video I was able to shoot and edit and direct for my lovely friend Majb Merak. If you don't know that name, what are you doing? Go watch his freaking music video. Go listen to his music. Majb Merak. Please check him out. I'm going to leave his channel linked in the description, because if you haven't seen this video yet, go watch the music video. Come back if you like the cinematography. If you hate the cinematography and the way we shot it, I'm sorry. I really am. I like it. So if you do like it, I'm really excited for you to watch this video, because you're going to figure out how we did all of it. And go listen to the song. Go save it on Spotify. Do all the fun things. But we're just going to start from the beginning, go shot by shot, and talk about it. First shot. Boom. So this is a long take, right? So the original idea was we had a narrative opening, which we ended up cutting because we didn't like it, and it started in a widescreen format. But we're still getting that aspect ratio change in the opening shot, even though it's kind of unnecessary. I like it because it's cool. I mean, what more can you ask for? Right? Who cares? If it's cool, keep it. In this case, sometimes, it needs to have a point. I understand shots. That's the whole point. But that was just an artistic choice, and it feels like you're walking in, and you're entering the room with him. It's expanding, and you feel like you're also stepping into this party. But it made a little more sense in the context with the original opening scene that we ended up cutting. But it's still pretty awesome. I'm going to be talking about this a lot in this video. Backlight everything. Guys, this is like 101. If you want something to look good, what do you do? If you need to get pickups, if you need to hurry up, like if you have no time to set up any extra lights, and the director's like, hey, I need, in this case that would be me, but we're like, we need a bunch of little pickup inserts. What's the one thing you have to do? Shoot the dark side. Shoot it from the dark side. That's it. And it will look good 9 out of 10 times. Literally shooting anything. It could be a face. It can be, like a hand. Just shoot it from the shadow side. And if you don't really know what I mean by that, the light is coming from this window back here, and it's bouncing off these walls, wrapping his face, and hitting highlights. But he's silhouetted a little bit because we're getting backlight. Backlight, backlight, backlight. And even though this is a bunch of different setups, or like camera angles, because it's a long take, it's backlit everywhere. Backlight. Backlight. Every single time we're pointing the camera somewhere, it's backlit. That's how you gotta do it. And see if you can catch that in the other shots as well. And now he's all sad. He's thoughtful, man. He's a wistful guy. That's why his music's so good. So this is inciting incident. He sees her. We wanted her entrance to be grand. So what we did, this shot's really interesting because, again, what is it? Say it with me. Backlit. Exactly. I'm going to show you the raw image, though, because I think it's really fascinating the way we played with this in post-production. Because so much is post, guys. So much is post. Kill the halation that we added in post. Kill the lens reflections we added in post. Kill the light rays we added in post. Kill the color grade. That's what the shot looked like on set. But we knew that because we had these silhouettes of these people here, that when we added the light rays, they're going to be going around them, and it's going to create this really cool depth. And these leading lines, right? Leading lines from these light rays that are pointing to the center of the frame. They're all pointing towards her. Because Michael's looking at her. And now, I'm saying as a director, you should look at her too. Look how awesome she is. This is Genevieve Estes, a great actress that I've worked with a bunch in the past. But, this is her grand entrance. So we want, because the whole video, Michael's like infatuated with her. So I'm trying to put you in the shoes of that. And what better way to do that than to put her right smack in the center of the frame? You can't avoid looking at her. Backlit. Looks good every time. Boom. Boom. Leading lines. Look at that leading line with her eyes. Look at her. She's even looking. I'm telling you, everyone's looking. Kind of looking here. Looking here. Dude, that's that direction. I'm like, everyone, look at her. Michael's looking at her. You need to too, because we got to tell the audience to do it. Handheld, walking backwards off a 35mm lens. We're just walking backwards with the 35. Handheld, that's why it's a little shaky, but it's almost like we're kind of dizzy with him. He's like seeing her for the first time. That's why it's coming from his eye. Boom. And oh no, evil antagonist. See, now they're freaking out. Look, she's freaked out. again, the leading lines that we're making in post-production. You can adjust composition later as well. Like it's really fascinating. Like never forget, it's going to look different in post as long as you expose your image properly and backlight it. Doesn't, again, there's always exceptions to the rule, and I'll show you that in a bit, but it's backlit. See, that's how we're getting this. And he's all shady. Damn, he's the antagonist. He's standing between Michael and Genevieve. This is Bu, who's a lovely, lovely person. But not in this video, man. You're in the way. Sorry, Bu. And this has light rays added in post too. You can kind of see the way it falls off his hair and stuff here. It's kind of hitting him like this and kind of dropping off that way. But this is a great example of learning where to recognize where a light source is coming from. So so you can see the highlights are here, the shadows are here, highlights are here. So that's exactly where it's coming from. It's coming from up above and a little bit forward. So it's creating these shadows, but I'd say a really great skill to learn as a director and cinematographer is to identify where a light source is coming from, because that's the only way you're gonna be able to replicate looks and get the looks you want, is if you're able to see where that's coming from. And we can see it here. So it's a light stand, or a C-stand, excuse me, with a bar light that's just shining down on him. And there's a practical lamp above him too, which is also amplifying. And there's a little window back here as well to amplify that backlight. But again, we're using a light to kind of get the wrap here so it's kind of, the light is coming around and it's getting these highlights here. It's a single light source. Most of these shots are a single light source. We'll go over all those, don't worry. So this is a fisheye lens, which we use a lot. A lot. But what's really cool is in post, again, I added these light rays because it's kind of entering the barrel of the camera. Because Da Vinci doesn't know that this is not like real. This is the inside of the lens. So it's just shining light rays all the way through. Now, if I didn't want it to that, I could mask it. But I really like that look because it, again, is adding depth. And it's kind of even more immersive. It's like he's like running out. It's getting tiring. Like he's moving forward into the lens, and then the light rays are reaching through, and he's trying to get past, but all these people are blocking him. It's chaotic, and he's trying to get there. It's a fisheye lens, all backlit, right? Look at them, all dark, because all the light sources are back here. They're shining forward. So this is a long take that he was really adamant about getting. Like, this was one of the shots in the video that he was like, this is a shot that I want at this moment, is this long take through this hallway. And the hallway ended up being really short. I wish it was a little longer. And obviously, yeah, to all my cinematographers, the light stand is there, and that's not a mistake, but it is something that's unfortunate, and I wish I could have changed. Again, you can see the lights in frame, but we ended up kind of just leaning into that as production design, because the untrained eye is like, oh, it's just light set up for the party. It's kind of cyberpunk and weird and unique. But unfortunately, just with the tight space and the limited time, that was the best solution we could come up with, especially because we want all these wide angle shots to make the space look as big as possible. On camera, the only place to put the lights is behind him, and because it's such a small hallway, there's not much we could do. But one source, two source light, both backlight, and then there's bounce. Tell me move on. This is just basic coverage. This is the impossible shot, okay? I'm sorry. I need to preface this. I need you to be ready. Are you ready? Watch. So, you might have clicked on this video because of that, because I know that's got to be the thumbnail. The camera was never here in real life, and I'm going to pop up on screen right now. It's Blender. So what I did is I used Scaniverse, which is a free Gaussian Splat software. Now, Gaussian Splat is a 3D scan, essentially. So I basically went around the room with my phone, and I had everyone stand still right as he got punched in this position, and I 3D scanned the environment, and then I animated the camera in Blender, and then exported that and color graded it in Da Vinci. It really is a cool effect, because it's like, how if you think about it, it's like, how'd you do that? This is an impossible shot. The camera was never here. This is not real. And I just think that's so freaking cool. All these frames are not real. Like, we never went. The camera was never here. But it is in the video. Bow. Ego hurting. So, that's how I did it. Blender, animate the camera in Blender with a Gaussian splat. Look up Gaussian splats, mess with them, they're a lot of fun. Every day feels like I'm losing. This is just light coming from the ceiling down onto him, bouncing off the floor to get some fill. Ooh, particle sim. So my computer died for a second here because it's really intensive. It's rendering the particles frame by frame. But essentially what this is I made a particle map. And then in Fusion, it's like an overlaid version of the same clip. So it's this clip turned into particles. And then I keyframed the particles to kind of move like this. And if you watch the full video, you'll see the movement. And it creates this really cool kind of like techno effect, almost like the Xbox Kinect. But this is just a wide angle lens. You can even see one of our crew people or something are just standing there. But I didn't care. You know, it's a party and it's moving so fast you can barely tell. But it's going to freeze up. It's not going to let us play it. But watch the full video for that. And you can kind of see the waving. But that's post-production. And it's a wide angle lens. And I'm just in there. Just in there. We kind of ended up setting up our lights, like the one in the hallway. We just kind of left it there. And the one that we had the practical with the lamp overhead, we just kind of left them there, and it ended up looking pretty nice. It's a lot about blocking. Like if you can't move a light, like if you need to shoot outside, for example, that's a huge thing. Like when we did Of the Unseen Wildfires, we set up one light, and it was the firelight, and that's it. And everything else was blocking. We positioned our actors between us and the light source. Position your actors between yourself and the light source. And I'm gonna say it one more time just to hear me. Position your actors between yourself and the light source. And I'm telling you, that's immediately gonna just make everything look nicer because you're adding depth. However, this is the exception to the rule right here, which is what I was talking about earlier. This is not backlight at all. In fact, the light is like somewhere over here shining onto her here. But why is that okay in this case? First of all, because there's nowhere to put the light without it being in frame. And I was like, I can't have the light in shot in every single. I can't have the light in frame in every single shot, right? But because of what it means, like he's in the dark. We're shooting him from the dark side, and it's most important he looks good because he's the subject of the shot. But then as he guides our eyes here by looking at her, she's in light because again she's like this you know, the beautiful like obelisk that we're, you know, supposed to be infatuated with Michael along in this music video. That's the tragedy, and she can be full of light because we're drawn to her. And it's like when it's something's like, ah, when I do that, it's like, oh, it's glowing, it's light, right? So obviously there's always exceptions to the rule, but it needs to be used intentionally, because if you go outside and you're shooting outside and the sun is right here and the camera's right here, it's just not going to look nice. It's not going to look nice at all. It's going to crush your contrast. It's going to crush your contrast. And when I have a good shot with contrast, I'm going to explain why contrast is so important. Like right here. I'm going to talk about the lighting, but first of all, what I was talking about, contrast. A great trick that I learned from Wandering DP, who you should go watch. He's like better than film school, maybe. I don't know. I'm going to film school now, so I can't say that with full confidence, but he's wonderful. His videos are incredible, and this is a little bit of his format, so, you know, thanks for being an incredible creator. If you squint your eyes or defocus your eyes and you don't see light parts and dark parts of your frame, it's a flat, ugly, boring shot. Now, if you squint your eyes here, you're getting light. Like, squint your eyes for me. Do it. You're getting light over here, super light over here, and then you're getting super dark here, right? That's contrast, and that's the easiest way to check on set real quick if you're getting contrast. It's really cool. You can also use false color, but if you're just going quick, you're like, oh, okay, it looks good. As far as lighting goes here, we had practical haze, and everyone's waving their phone flashlights around, and it's creating these cool, like, glowing orbs, right? But what was that? Well, our key light's coming in here. So we have a key light shining on them red. And it is a red light in real life. You can kind of see the red coming in here. But there's also white light on him. So in post, I bumped up the red because that was what he really wanted. Also, dude, she knows what she's doing. She's getting in frame. Very, very smart background. Good job. Anyway, but what was that? What was that earlier? These are practical flashes, and you'll see them throughout the rest of the video. We had two people off camera, one of which was Genevieve, like actor. I'm like, hold this freaking light. It's a photography strobe. And they're clicking the little lightning button on the back. and they're making these strobes, and it adds a lot of, and they're on beat. Boom, and it adds a lot of, it pulls you in a little bit. It makes the shot a little more interesting. You're getting depth. Layer 1, layer 2, layer 3. And we're standing up on the stairs with the tripod for this shot. There's a different version of the shot I'll go over in a bit. This is a great example of it's okay if it's not perfect, because this is not a good shot. It's good. It's not a great shot in comparison to the rest of the video, in my opinion. It was really dark out. This was shot on literally an iPhone held out the window. But it works because we pop the shot up for a second. We take it away. You get the point. But we're just blasting light from inside the car. That's it. Super wide. And Rin is holding it out the window, and I stabilized it in post-production. Because, you know, classic. Oh, sorry, that might have been loud. Classic shot. Do I need to say it? Are we on the same page? In real life, there's a big white wall over here. Like, the wall is bright. It's a bright color, and it's very big. So what's happening is the backlight is bouncing off that and hitting his face here. Do you see? It's wrapping, and that's where we're getting this contrast, the salt and pepper, right? Light part here, dark part here, right? Light, dark, contrast, backlight, bounce. And this is just static 35mm lens on a tripod. Crossfade. Sitting in the back of the trunk on like a 35, and we have a red light just blasting from the trunk. That's it. Ooh, this is a fun one. So, that's real haze. That is real haze right here. But this is a snorri cam. This is what's called a snorri cam, and I'm gonna just show you what it is. Hopefully you can see me, because I'm not looking at my webcam. Basically, he just had a tripod like this. And our camera operator was here holding it here. And we're just going like this. And it's moving with him. And it creates this really cool effect when it's on a wide angle lens. He's just walking around. And he stays center. But everything else moves. That's a really great way to stay with a disoriented character. It's a snorri cam. I used that in one of my short films, like way at the start of high school. And it's just a fun effect. And I liked when I get to use it. This wavy is in post. I'm going to skip it because it might lag a little bit. This is literally handheld, 35mm, walking forward. Rin is walking through the crowd on both of them. And when we cut between it, we're just moving forward constantly. And it's like longer than it should be. And it creates a vertigo effect, a really cool effect. Da-da-da-da, but that's it, guys. It's the same lighting setups from before. We have the light over here that was bouncing on top of him in that very first shot in the beginning. And then we have the light from the window behind these two right here. And then we have the light coming from the hallway over here. And then everything else is in color grading to make it red. It's the same setup. But guys, this is what I'm talking about. When you can't move the light source, you put your actors between you and the light source. This is a perfect example. I can't move the window. I can't move the sun. I wish I could. That would be really helpful in a lot of scenarios, but I can't. So what do? I'm like, hey guys, stand here, look at each other, be all cutesy, make us all jealous. But do it in between me and the sun. And now we're getting backlight. Even if this is blown out and then the highlight is crushed a little bit and it looks kind of ugly and red, it's whatever. Because our subjects look kind of nice. I wish there was a little more contrast. I wish her face stood out a little more from the background. Luminance. I wish, they were a little brighter. But we're working on limited time in a really small space. The best thing I could do is slap them in between me and the sun. This is a profile shot. I can talk about the editing a little bit, but this is mostly about what we were shooting on set. It's not about the edit. This is literally, we shot a profile shot of Michael, and then we used a blending mode to overlay it onto a shot of just people partying back there. And then we're crossfading. That's just a 50mm close up. overlays, and we're just blending between like 4 or 5 different shots. This is that fisheye lens. And as awesome as David is, the breakdancer, he totally kicked my camera. Right here. Right there. Boom. And it ended up creating a really cool transition. So it's okay because the camera's fine. That thing, the Pixis, it could take a hit, but that's pretty funny. But it creates this huge, that's what I love about wide angle lenses. Look at this distortion. He looks like he's a mile freaking away, but then his toes are right up in our face. It's really neat. It looks like he travels so fast, and it gives his movement a lot more pronunciation, because when we're on a wide distorted, everything is further away. It looks further away than on a compressed lens. So when we're shooting on like a 10, his hand looks super far away, but in actuality, it's not that far from me. So when he sticks his foot out right in front of the camera and freaking kicks it, it looks like he like flew at you. So that's pretty freaking neat. But if you want really pronounced movement, that's wide angle lenses are the key. And that's why a lot of music videos use them, is because every movement looks bigger. This is creating kind of an ugly little digital haze thing, but it's a digital volumetric haze in the actual shot. Like you can see how it's less hazy here than it is way back here. That's done in post. And this is a fisheye again. I'm just right up in there. I'm like about to smack his hand. And I'm just moving. And there's backlight from the window. Back over here. It's hitting him from here, and it's silhouetting everyone. And it looks great. What do you got that I don't? We don't need to talk about the eye close-ups. They're not amazing. They're a little crushed. They do the job. Excuse me. They do the job. He's doing his freaking awesome Michael music stuff, crowd surfing in a tiny house, and we're just lighting him from there, that hallway area, and we're standing up on the stairs on like a 40. And this is all just coverage that we've already talked about, and we're just blending it back again. Nothing special here, close-up lens, but again, we're wrapping with the backlight, and we're getting these highlights and this contrast, dark, light, salt and pepper, dude. Every single shot, it's all the same idea, guys. It's all the same idea. Same idea as before. That's that linen sheet. There's a linen sheet in between them in here. So this is pretty neat. That's how we get this weird wavy effect, is we have this piece of like, I don't know what the, it's not satin, but no, it's not satin. I don't know. It's like this thin fabric that we're waving around. It's like a silk in between the actors and the camera, and it creates a really trippy effect. Overlay. I would do it all. And guys, the final chorus, and we're just using coverage from earlier with these little flashes. Little editing sidebar. If you are curious how I did the flashes, it's so simple. It's frame, invert frame, regular frame, invert frame, back to regular. So it's invert color, invert color, regular. Really fast. And that's a really cool way to transition I found for this music video. You back, this time I wanna make sure. I'm gonna shut up and let you guys listen to the music. And then we fade out. And this is handheld. I would have loved to have put this on a Steadicam, but we stabilized it in post. You can kind of see wiggles here. A little digital, which I'm not a fan of. I really like practical movement. I think it looks just worlds better always. I think we can all agree on that. But, you know, you work with what you got. And the space you got and the time you got. So much aura. And that's the end of the video, guys. Oh, let me show you all the cool people involved, actually. But guys, remember, backlight. If you can't move your light, put your actor between you and the light. Have fun. I hope I was able to teach you something. I hope you learned something. I hope I give you a little bit of an insight into my mind as I'm shooting this kind of thing. This whole shoot, I was thinking a lot about creating contrast and the light rays and backlight. Every single shot, guys, except that one where it's on Genevieve. But that was intentional. Guys, oh my gosh, I can't stress this enough. Next time you're shooting something, just don't have the light on the same side as the camera. Does that make sense? No? Light camera? No? Light camera? Yes. Do it. It's going to look amazing. It's going to look amazing. And then you have to give me executive producer credit. I'm just kidding. If you guys enjoyed this video, which I assume you did because you stuck around this long and you didn't dip out, I really appreciate it. If you want more stuff like this, let me know. Drop a like, smash that subscribe button, freaking smash it. Whatever. I love it. I hope if I was able to teach you something, let me know. If I didn't teach you anything, also let me know. I appreciate you guys. Keep making cool videos. And send me your stuff. I am always open to watching it. All right, guys. Link in the description. Go listen to the music. Watch the video. Ciao.